Hey there. This week I want to talk a little bit about percent change. So we might see on social media or in reports or news stories that there's a 25% increase. And so what does that mean? So that really is taking a starting number, say 10, and adding to it 25%. So 10 plus 25%, and we're getting 12 to 13. So there are a few things to consider when we see a stat like a 25% increase. And one of them is that starting number, because 25% increase of 10 versus 25% increase of 100 are two very different numbers. The next thing to consider is population. If we're talking about a school classroom versus a whole town, those are two very, very different populations. Especially if our starting number is 10. 25% increase from 10 being 12 has very different meaning when we're talking about a whole town compared to when we're talking about a classroom full of 20 kids. Then other thing to consider is time. What time interval are we talking about with this? Are we talking about over an hour? Are we talking about over a day? Are we talking about over decades or years or millennia? Those are important things to consider, along with what it is we're actually talking about. If we're talking about an infectious disease, like the flu, there's a flu outbreak in a classroom. We started with 10 kids, 25% increase in one day. Now there's 12 kids sick. We know that that could mean that pretty soon the whole class is going to have the flu, compared to the number of people living with a condition that is not contagious. So something like lactose intolerance or something similar, that as people are living longer, we're also seeing more diagnoses in, but some diseases or conditions have longer life expectancy. So we're going to be seeing these number of people who are living with that condition increasing just because they're living longer with that condition. So again, some things to think about are the time, the starting value, the context. So what it is we're talking about, an infectious disease, a condition, neither, maybe we're not even talking about it in an epi context. Along with the population size. Those are 4 things to consider. There's going to be more, but those are 4 things to start with. I hope everybody has a good week, and be kind with stats.